The Assassination of Abraham Lincoln. The assassination of Abraham Lincoln was a significant event in American history. Lincoln was, and still is, regarded as one of the most influential presidents in U.S. history. The actions he took during his presidency made a large impact in shaping the United States. He is most remembered for his decisions during the Civil War and the Emancipation Proclamation, which freed slaves everywhere and helped the U.S. grow as a union. He may have gone on to make greater decisions if not for the assassination which took place on April 14, 1865. His murderer? John Wilkes Booth, a fellow actor at the time. Although he committed the act itself on his own, he was not alone. Abraham Lincoln's murder was part of a conspiracy to take down the top branch of government so as to give the Confederate side of the country one last shot in the war against slavery. Among the conspirators were Lewis Payne, David Herold, George Atzerodt, Samuel Arnold, Michael O'Laughlin, John H. Surratt, and Edward Spangler. Three assassinations were planned to take place on the same night. John Wilkes Booth, who was in charge of the operation, took on Lincoln's assassination as his own assignment. It was his belief that Abraham Lincoln was some sort of tyrant, someone who thirsted for power, almost like Julius Caesar. Booth believed that it was his job to put an end to Lincoln's power, just as Brutus did to Caesar. The entire conspiracy he saw as some sort of Shakespearean play, which was suiting, considering that he was an actor. Lincoln was scheduled to attend Ford Theater's production of Our American Cousin the night of April 14, 1865. Lincoln usually loved attending plays because during the time of the war they got him away from the stress. However, with the newfound victory, this night he was looking to rejoice with his friends and did not want to attend. It had already said in the newspapers that Lincoln and his wife would be attending this performance. Not wanting to let the people down, Lincoln decided to go. This was not, however, without some persuasion from Lincoln's wife, Mary, who insisted that they go. Lincoln was also reluctant because many of his friends were not able to attend. The couple thought that they would not find anyone to accompany them. However, finally they found one. Henry Rathbone and his fiancée, Clara Harris, had agreed to come. The two couples were sitting in the president's box when Booth, during the production, slipped in. Booth, who knew his every way around Ford's Theater, had no trouble navigating his way up to the president's box. He also seemingly did not have any trouble getting to the president's box or gaining access. He went by unnoticed. It was exactly 10:15 when he took his .44 caliber pistol and aimed it at the back of Lincoln's head. With one shot, the president was down in his chair. Once Rathbone had realized what had happened, he went after Booth. Booth, however, quickly defended himself and stabbed Rathbone in the shoulder with his knife. He then proceeded to jump off the balcony where he broke his leg. He somehow managed to compose himself, yelling, "Semper Tyrannus," or "Thus ever to tyrants," right before he limped out of the theater. No one in the theater at the time really knew what was going on. They all assumed it was part of the play. It was not until Mrs. Lincoln's scream that people realized what had happened. The theater was soon in chaos. By this time, however, John Wilkes Booth had already made his way out of the theater onto a horseback and was on his way to Washington, D.C. A doctor by the name of Charles Leal was sent to Lincoln's aid. Unfortunately, he was already dying. When Lincoln was finally carried out of the theater, he was taken to Peterson House, where he was laid diagonally on a bed in a spare room. It was here that he died, with friends and family surrounding him. It is unfortunate that Lincoln's life had to end the way that it did. After only serving the presidency for several years, the man had made such a difference. Within him he still had so much more potential to do good for his country, but his time was cut short. He will forever be remembered as a great president who, even in his short time, was able to gain a sense of unity within the country.